structures, which is actually that next sheet on sheet 15. This is all the requirements. Anytime you're doing impervious pavement, such as parking and that, we have to maintain the pre-development runoff rates for the site. So all that stormwater management kind of coming down the entry drive there, those will be a series of kind of bioswales. So as water runs off the parking lot, we have to capture it, kind of maintain it for 98% of storm events are like a 2 years rain event. So we have to kind of maintain the rate that it discharges back down into kind of that lower wetland area. Those also act as a way, as the water comes off the parking lot, it's kind of a way to sort of pull particulate particles and that sort of stuff out of the water. So it also acts as water quality too, as the water works its way through that system. So that's kind of that sheet there. And that's all through soil and water through Geauga County. And then the last two sheets are kind of based on our original master plan, working with the architects that are involved in the project, sort of where that shelter is progressing. And again, our original program elements were to have kind of a 98-person capacity all year round shelter. So we would have restrooms, flush toilets and water in that. And that's kind of, the west elevation would be facing out towards kind of that open sort of lawn space towards the open shelter there. And then the south elevation is looking towards the pond on the property. And then the last sheet is kind of the east elevation, which is more the back of the building, and then the north elevation, which is kind of facing out towards the parking lot. That sort of area where the horizontal window is, that's more of kind of where the restrooms are located. That's basically designed in a way so even if the shelter's not open, just any park visitor can still access the bathroom. So we're trying to maintain it where the bathrooms are open, you know, all the time, and then they're also part of the shelter space too.
Very exciting, thank you.
All right. Any other questions for Matt or myself?
Observe a little bit.
Excited, yeah.
Water all projects 10% over budget.
All right, moving on.
They're actually under
They're
budget.
under budget.
That's not what they're, I'm sure that.
They're all under budget.
It's under budget, that's 10% surplus.
Okay, thank you.
Next up, under new business is budget amendment number 10, resolution 2516, cash transfer, requested for $25,000 from the general fund into the land improvement fund. There is a typo at the bottom of this memo, so therefore this memorandum serves as a resolution to approve amendment 2516 to the 2016 budget to generate cash transfer of $25,000 into the land improvement fund. Your typo is $75,000. It should be synonymous with the rest of the memo, which says and states $75,000. So request.
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
All right. Any questions? Mr. Gertz,
Yes.
Mrs. Detourian,
Yes.
and Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Thank you. Not a necessary paperwork for the auditor, that's what it's all here. So 2616 is an appropriation transfer to move funds from general fund materials and contract services into general fund transfer out. You see 50,000 contract services, 25,000 in materials being transferred from the general fund to transferring out to 75,000. So the memorandum in motion reads, a resolution to approve amendment 2616 to the 2016 budget, moving appropriations within the general fund in order to generate a cash transfer of $75,000 into the land improvement fund. And the corresponding paperwork to the county auditor is listed below. So I'll entertain that motion.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gertz,
Yes.
Mrs. Detourian,
Yes.
and Mr. Parker.
Yes.
And last but not least, Budget Amendment Resolution 2716, requesting the following line item be increased above the project budgeted as additional funds are necessary for park entry sign project. So moving, as we just portrayed in the last one, to the Land Improvement Fund, to project contracts for $25,000. And in the case of K-9, a little bit over ambitious, so we're de-appropriating $8,500. So the resolution and motion reads, a request for a resolution to approve Amendment 2716 to the 2016 budget resulting in a supplemental of $25,000 and certification of $25,000 to the Land Improvement Fund and de-appropriation of $8,500 to the K-9 fund. And corresponding paperwork to the county auditor listed below.
So moved.
Second.
And Mr. Gertz,
Yes.
Mrs. DeTore,
Yes.
and Mr. Barber.
Yes.
All right. See, Gloria? No,
Wasn't
other than that. All right, last but not least, one item for surplus property, a Dell flat panel monitor. Item is defective, so it will be declared as scrap and discarded. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All right, Mr. Gertz. Call the vote. Mr. Gertz,
Yes.
Mrs. DeTore,
Yes.
and Mr. Barber.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Miss anything? That leads us to commissioners' time. Anything from any of the three commissioners? All right, we have nothing this time. That leads us to executive session. I will entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purchase or sale of property.
Second.
Mr. Gertz,
Yes.
Mrs. DeTore,
Yes.
and Mr. Barber.
Yes.
Thank you.
Will there be any action afterwards?
Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to mention, John. I do not believe there will be any action afterwards.
Okay, thank you.